Okay, we are live with.
How's it going?
Hey, Brand.
How's it going?
Going well. Great to have you on. So we are very excited, everybody, to have Brian, the founder of Naturally Urban, with us here today. They are the first or second Canadian-based company that we have on the Givz platform, which we are very, very excited about, and one of the first, pet food clients as well. We are eager to learn more from you, Brian, how this whole thing started. Tell us, Brian actually found us. He had already been working in a giving aspect into his brand from the very beginning. So we'd love to hear about that, but also any tips, hacks, anything that you have for having started this and made it so successful from something tiny, growing it into what you've grown it into today. And where is it available? Can people buy it in the US, even though you're based in Canada, and all that good stuff? We'd love to learn. But with that, I'll turn it over to Brian, and we'll pepper you with some questions after you give us the intro.
Sweet. All right. So I'm Brian, and I'm the founder of Naturally Urban. We're a pet food delivery service. We're based in Vancouver. We do deliver to across Canada and North America. We offer 50% off Canada post shipping rates to the North Americans. However, our bread and butter really is local delivery in Vancouver. And so we deliver in the Vancouver area. We ship a lot in southern BC. And that's kind of our business as a whole. We started about 8 years ago. We started because there wasn't a pet food delivery service out here 8 years ago. But what really attracted me to starting a business was when we were actually, I went to Whole Foods, and I don't know if you remember at the beginning, well, at least when it was first opened up over here, if you didn't bring a bag, if you brought your own bag, then they gave you a little chip, and you could choose between which one of the 3 charities that you could donate 5 cents to. And I was like, oh my God, I feel amazing. I brought a bag and I get to choose a charity. And I'm like, I feel amazing doing this for 5 cents. What would happen if I did this in a business as a whole and made it across all people, that every person that bought from us could feel really great about helping a local charity of their choice? And that's kind of where it started. And, doing it for 8 years. And before, you guys were around, it was very tricky for me to figure out, how do I find out what charitable organization my customers want to donate to? So what ended up happening is I used to make all of my customers have to log in and sign up for an account. Now, anyone in the e-commerce world knows rule number 1 that I've been told for the past 8 years is, whatever you do, don't make it hard for your customer to be able to buy stuff from you. And trading account is like, you have no idea how many people have slapped my hands and said, Brian, you got to get rid of this sign in for account. However, I was like, but no, I need to know what charitable organization my customer wants to donate to. So that was kind of the gist of it. So I've had sign up for an account, and I basically, at the end of every year, I would calculate how much money we donated to the local charities, and then we would let the information know to the charities of how much we donate. Now, from my side, as a business as a whole, we've had great success. Some have been great, some have been not so great. But, being a pet food delivery service, we work with the Vancouver Orphan Kitten Rescue. They are the largest orphan kitten rescue in our neighborhood. And what happened was, we just said, hey, we're going to give you some money. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, that's awesome. Thank you. How do we promote you to their adoptees? So, now if you ever adopt a cat from the Vancouver Orphan Kitten Rescue, they say, hey, buy your pet food from Naturally Urban, because a percentage goes back to us. And it's this whole circular thing that everyone wins off of this. And, that was kind of how we started, seeing some great success. And if you actually look at our sales, most pet stores, we're a pet food delivery service, but most pet stores are 2/3 dogs. We are 2/3 cat. Now, I think delivery also is more appealing to cat people. But that's just kind of how, we've already seen some great success. So that's kind of where we were. Fast forward 8 years from now, where we are now, I'm listening to a podcast, and Andrew's on it and starts talking about what you guys are doing. And I'm like, I'm in. I'm 100% in, because, it's one thing is that one of the challenges I was doing with my old system, or our old system, was only when you logged in, you chose your charity of choice. Okay. And it was only between the 6 charities that we worked with, which was great. But if you wanted to donate to anyone else, there was no opportunity to do so. So when Aaron was on the podcast and talking about all these great things that Givz does, to me, it was a no-brainer, because now I can actually, we can potentially in the future be able to donate to our customer can truly choose which charitable organization they want to donate to. Of course, we are at the forefront. We still have our preferred charitable organization that we'll continue to work with, and the way that you guys have it set up is that's the first choices. But yeah, so to us it's working great. Now people can choose every time, and what's great about that is that every time our customer chooses, instead of just the first time they buy from us, they then can feel good about how they're moving the money towards whichever people they want to. And then on top of that, because not every customer of ours is interested in donating, we don't have that high of a, it's not 100% people signing up. So therefore, the money that's not being, attributed to the people that aren't interested, we're now able to increase the amount of money that we would regularly be donating to the charities, which then all of a sudden, this whole circular motion thing starts happening. So first off, the people are feeling better because it's a larger amount. And then the charitable organizations, I can go back to other charitable organizations saying, hey, look, not only, now we're giving away, for at least till the end of January, 5% of every purchase, which, you know what I mean? If you send one customer our way, and we're not selling dishwashers, we're selling pet food. So pet food, people are continually buying. So the lifetime value of our customer can be quite long. And for a charitable organization, if they're interested in partnering with us, they could potentially get $50 per new customer that they send our way. And we charge the same amount of money as you would at any other pet store. So we deliver to your door, and you get to go. You can get $50 potentially given to every single new charitable organization that wants to work with us per customer.
So cool.
How was that?
That's amazing.
There you go.
And I think what's so cool about this too is that you were really founded with a giving mission, and you had a giving mission. And we do see this a lot with purpose-led brands that really start giving, and they're looking and evaluating, well how can I do this better? How can I really bring my community in? How can I really personalize this experience on another level? And we really authentically try to do that for brands. And we're so excited because you have been such a great partner from the beginning. Brian's brought us some amazing ideas, and we're very customer driven based on feedback that we get. We really take that to heart, and we've made some improvements just based on feedback that you have. and also really, coming from Canada really helped push us along as we're a growing company to continue to grow and meet your needs. And we're just so excited to see where you're at and what 2022 is going to bring for you, and collaborate with you along the year as far as how you are going to use that donation, that giving incentive. You mentioned you're at the 5% now. And then what do you have planned for the coming months, right? Because we can align with various various social events around animals. And then also if you're looking to drive AOV or sales, but also knowing that you can have your business grow around this, but also make your customers feel like, give them a reason to feel really good about a reoccurring purchase. And that's something that goes way beyond just the purchase. That's a relationship that you're building.
Absolutely. And we're going right now, and I think we talked about this beforehand, that our total retention, or I don't know what the percentage is that actually claim it, is around 38%, which I figure is pretty high for you guys. So and I feel like it's going to get higher than that as well. So yeah. I think it's great. I think I mentioned to you guys before that unfortunately there's going to be times when sad events happen around the world, and I look forward to, and not looking for, that's a horrible way to say it, but you're getting the intention, but I want to be able to support whenever those events do happen. I want to be available. So we will, when those events unfortunately happen, I know that we will take a period, and usually probably for a month match, whatever our customers are donating. So if it's to the Canadian Red Cross or whatever organization it is, we will want to we want to be able to jump on top of that as well. Just because, as you said, we're a purpose-driven business. We're more focused on our customers, our team members, Mother Earth, than we are on profit, and we believe that's
it's amazing. And from the first moment that we connected, that shines through from you all the way down through the brand and everything that you've created. And so kudos to you there. I did write down 2 little takeaways from your intro that I was like, hey, like I would love to hit on these and dig into these a little bit more before we let you go.
Sure.
The first one being like the no strings attached. I thought it was super interesting that you just basically said and we see this all the time. So I empathize with this, and I think it's something that people always say, oh yeah, give before you get, and all this kind of stuff. But you, in the beginning, you're doing it manual process, but you said, hey, here's a bunch of money to a charity, right? And it didn't even it wasn't like, I'm sure it wasn't $50,000, right? Like it was a good amount of money, but nothing crazy, right? And for a startup brand, but you still said, hey, here's some money, and they said, this is amazing. How can we help, right? And whereas if you had gone the other way and said, hey guys, I'm thinking about featuring you. What can you do for me? I'm sure it wouldn't have gone over well, right?
Absolutely. And look, the Vancouver Orphan Kin Rescue one is a perfect example of that. We said, hey, we actually reached out to a lot of people, said, hey, we want to give you money. And they're like, sure, whatever. And so then eventually when we actually gave our check to the Vancouver Orphan Kin Rescue, they actually all of a sudden started buying stuff from us as well, because they needed to feed their kittens and they didn't have access to certain distributors. And so all of a sudden they still from time to time buy food from us. So all of a sudden we obviously give them a very good discount, almost cost. Sure. But at the same point, it's like, you don't even think about it. It's like all of a sudden they want to give, they were our number 1 client for our first couple of years, was the company that we were donating to.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. And then the second piece was just around that friction point, right? And so a little bit on, so for you in particular, being able to take away that friction, up front of having people log in. I'm very curious to hear about the data implications of that, and would love to help you analyze that and everything from soup to nuts there. We'll have to do a follow-up LinkedIn Live in a couple of months to let people know about that. But just in general, from a Givz perspective, we do let people choose, and I think you really hit on this, which I appreciate, and I appreciate that you recognize it and love it, and something that we have trouble articulating sometimes. I think you said it well, which is like, hey, get people through the funnel. The first priority is that they purchase, and then right after they purchase, you don't want to have to make them choose anything ahead of time. Every inch of everything that you do on your website should be optimized for conversion, especially pre-purchase. And then after purchase, that's where you can say, hey, choose the charity that you care about most. And those people that don't care enough to do it, great. Let them move on and increase the amount that you're giving to the people that do care and reward those people. I just wanted to make sure that we reiterated that point, because I think it's awesome. And I think you're thinking about it the right way.
Cool. For sure. Yeah, and I was just going to say, Nicole, just give me a second here. One thing is that what I love about what you guys are doing, sorry, just want to give you more love, is the fact that you have that, like, first off, when you first talked about how it was on the checkout page, I'm like, okay, that's cool. But to be honest with you, I quite often will just press that button. I'm like, sold, move on. I'm not looking at post-purchase things and all those fun things. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. And now the fact that you guys do have those 2 separate emails that have follow-ups, and I haven't seen the stats because it's not on the application. I haven't seen it, but I've got to imagine that conversion rate just goes up so much higher when you have those emails that are coming through.
Nearly double. Yeah. So you're right on point.
So it's, what I mean? Like I think the post-purchase is great, but it's the follow-up as well that comes through it. And yesterday I just sent out a message to all of our existing customers to be aware that this is what we do, so that they know it's there, so that they don't, that's the only thing, is like, how do we make sure people don't figure out that this isn't like a spam thing or whatever it is. And that's why I share the information out there. But yeah, I agree. The post purchase and the follow up is where we're having it. And like I said, we're close to 40%. I think it's going to go over 40% because now people actually know about it. So people will make an effort for it. So I'm hoping for over 50%, to be honest.
I think you'll get there.
Yeah.
I think you'll get there.
We're building some pre-purchase stuff as well. So just like you sent that email to drive awareness, we're also in beta testing with, some banners that you can put on the site, or working into your existing banner, which I know you guys have done. And then also on the PDP, like on the product detail page, just letting people know, hey, when you buy 5% goes to the charity of your choice. No choices involved, no buttons to click, just a nice conversion booster. I think we're getting that. So this is amazing. Thank you so much, Brian, for joining. We try to keep these tight, 10 to 15 minutes. So we're just over the 15-minute mark, and I saw Nicole's face go, "Hey, it's time to wrap up." So,
it's so hard though, because we could just keep talking. But we'll have you on again. We promise. Awesome. This is awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate your partnership.
I really appreciate what you guys are doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, take care.